What's going on, everybody? Good morning to you. I'm Go Via, Go Home. We'll get started shortly. I just like to start this thing, a couple of minutes before. Oh, you know what? It's 10 o'clock now. Well, so much for that. This is the Sunday Brunch Kit Builds. I'm going to do this going forward for a little while. I've got a lot of kits that I need to build. So I figure, why not do it right here live in front of you in case there's a kit that maybe you're working on and you're working on the layout or whatever, you have questions and you want some input. I can definitely help you out the best I can. And eventually we'll do it where other people can jump on here and they can share their experience with building kits and whatnot as well. We're just going to check out the chat real quick. Good morning to Sparky and Mark and Alexander and Perry. How's it going, Perry? Ontario Northland Rail fan. How's it going? Mark. Another Mark. So many Marks. All right, everybody's got their coffee. Everybody's doing good. I'm going to jump right into this. Before I get started, though, I got some new merch. These are the same shirts from last year. These are the ones that have the GVO After Dark, and it shows the hoppers there, and you're looking right down the center. Neat shot. And these are available on my Teesprings store. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the link in the account or in the chat there. If anybody wants to check out my Teesprings store. Honestly, it's some pretty cool stuff, and I just created some new hoodies and mugs and shirts for this year. So I'm going to try to add stuff here and there. Not a lot, but there's some stuff on there to take a look at if you're ever interested in that. Also, it was great. We've been doing Third Rail Thursdays for the past, I don't know how long it's been now, but several months at least. We normally have Dave Co. on the first Thursday of the month. Then I usually take the second Thursday. And then M&M Rails will take the third Thursday. And then we come back here at the end of the month for the last Thursday of the month, which is GVO After Dark. This past month, we had a surprise guest. We had Chris W., Big CW, over on his channel. He joined us for a week because it was an extra week this month. Everyone did so well. And I've got this Thursday coming up here, so probably do some work on the layout this Thursday, and you'll be able to see more of that. And then in 2 weeks, the GVO After Dark at the end of the month. So I hope everyone is doing well. We've got a huge kit. This is a huge undertaking here today. I recently got, I think, about at least 4. There's about 4 kits. And I'm going to start with the biggest one because it seems like the most foolish thing to do. This thing is massive. I think it was like $250 for this Walthers kit, the blast furnace with the stairways and all the fun stuff. I'm probably not going to be doing any of the painting of it, but there's a lot of building. There's a lot of stuff in here. Look how big this box is, guys. I'm kind of thrown off by how big this was when I received it in the mail. Yeah, they needed a dolly to get it up the driveway, and I'm just kidding. That's my sense of humor for you. But as you can tell, I have not opened it yet. It's fresh. Has that fresh kit smell, which isn't as good as fresh locomotive smell, I got to be honest with you. But it'll do. Yeah, so Walthers kits, they're usually pretty good. Now, I was told to be very careful with the actual build itself because the instructions, they had released this kit series like years ago. I'm not sure how many years ago, but I'm going to say it was at least 7 or 8 years ago. And it does not seem like they've updated the instruction booklet or the instruction pages that it came with, and they're still terrible. Most of these kits are pretty good, but apparently the instructions for this have not changed. So I got to be very mindful, and I got to take my time with some of this. And also, usually I'm pretty good with building kits. Like I've often said, it's my bread and butter. I love doing these kits. They're fairly easy to me to do, and they're pretty straightforward. But with stuff like this, it might, because I've never done this one before, it might take a little bit to, you know, find my bearings, if you will. There's so much in here. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of these bigger pieces as well. And of course, the instructions are right on the bottom. Most of the time, I recommend to, you know, give this a read over, a once through, if you will, because there is a lot to it, and you kind of have to know what you're getting yourself into before you actually do it. Because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people will either build a kit and they leave it as is and they don't paint it, or people will paint every individual piece and then put it together, or they put it all together and then paint it while it's all together. I do like a mixture of both. So I'll put a lot of the larger pieces together and then I paint them and then put them all together in that sense. So where it's something like this, where it's like two halves to what is obviously a huge tank, I'll put those together and then I'll paint it, unless there's a bunch of little add-on pieces that make it, you know, that are going to be the same color anyways. Might as well paint it all as one. There's just, wow, there's a lot here, especially with all these tanks and piping, stairways, ladders, walkways. Looks fun. Oh man. Well, I did this to myself. Oh well. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing good today. So we're gonna get started here. Just gonna kind of, I want to keep a lot of this in the actual box. Oh, it even comes with decals, obviously. What decals did it come with? Walthers Steel, #1 electric furnace and billet caster. Quality USA. Make this year accident free. Some neat little decals there. A lot of safety striping and whatnot. Very nice. I do like to start with some of the bases as well, just so I know where everything is going, and I like to clean those up and get them all situated. So I'm going to put those aside. I haven't really thought of how I might be branding it. I figure I get the majority of it done, and then when it comes down to, you know, the decals and stuff like that, that's usually a last-minute decision. I forget the name of it, but I mean, there's a couple of different steel mills. There's one in Hamilton there, but I'm not really doing that area, so I might do just come up with my own name, because I'm modeling Northern Ontario, so there really isn't anything like that in this general direction. And salt tanks, flat stuff, more flat stuff. And what is this piece? Well, dang. I have no idea what this is. No wonder it's so much. That's a lot of plastic. Huh. Weird. Also have some walls here. That's all roofing. Let me take out the walls. Ladders. At least they're nice enough to basically put a lot of it in a centralized area, so you kind of get the idea of what each piece is going to be doing. Like this is all piping here, right? So all the pipe stuff can go together and whatnot. Very interesting to see what that does. That'll be fun. Okay, so how do you even, like, where do you find where to start? I think you just kind of jump in and you just kind of do your thing here, right? Because honestly, like, it does not seem like there's a general direction to which I need to go. Now, most of the parts are numbered, but when it comes to something like this, where it's like a huge one-off, where it's just, well, that's obviously a base of something, I like to take these all out first, snip them, and separate them so that they are good to go. And I usually do my bases a concrete color, whether it's old, aged concrete or a newer, lighter gray concrete. Now I'm just going to get rid of the spur here. So this piece, I'm going to put that in the box. And all right. So I'm using some sprue snips, which are very important because apparently when you use a knife, it's not good. So I've been told. And I'm also just cutting these down because when I go to put it in the garbage, I want to be able to fit a lot into the garbage. A lot of people will keep stuff like that, and then they will use it for different little builds. Like if you need piping, I guess you could use it as piping because it's all round. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. There we go. Hey, Dwight. Okay. I kind of want to see. Okay, yeah. So that huge thing there is just like a giant platform. And then it just gets railing going right around it, which is kind of neat. So this is basically, I'm going to have to paint this whole piece as whatever, black or something. And then there's just a railing that goes right around it. So I could even just put that, and I can put the railing right around it, and then spray the whole thing, and then just do all the railing by hand with a little paintbrush, because I'd probably do it like a safety yellow, something like that. So. Okay. So I'm gonna clean some of these. What is everybody else doing on this Sunday morning? Drinking coffee. Nice. I had my power breakfast, which consisted of a Pop-Tart and a beverage. Basically feels like I just rolled out of bed, which hypothetically I just did. That's what happens when you work till like midnight. At least I was able to watch The Flying Crow. He was doing a live last night, and work wasn't too busy, so I was able to catch his live. Cleaning off all this flash gets a little gruesome sometimes. Just put that there. Now, is anybody else building anything right now? Is anybody else building kits or working on their layout? Although I have been known to talk to myself. I was going to say, if anybody else is working on their layout or building a kit and you would like to join me, I can always post the link and you can come up here live with me. And if you want to work on your kit and work on your layout as well, you're more than welcome to. All right. There's the link there if you feel like joining me. And just remember, family friendly, and keep it about the hobby. If I see someone pop up there, then I'll bring you in. there's a number of tools that I am using for this. One being the snips, another being just X-Acto knives. I've got a couple of different ones here, different blades, thicker, thinner. I do have a set of files that I eventually will be using. Again, all different sizes. And then because none of this is glued, I'm going to trust my Tamiya extra thin, and that's a green. I don't know if you can tell. This works really, really well. Plastic to plastic, and it's safe to say I swear by it because it does work really well, and it's what I've been using for most, if not all, of my kit builds. All right. Nope. When these things have so many sides, it's hard to catch them all. You miss a few things, but that's okay. No harm, no foul. And so that's obviously that piece, and that's obviously that piece. So that'll go there. That one's good too. So is that one. All right, let's do some of these tanks, shall we? Now, there is one that's a funny looking one, which I'm sure is this one? No. It has to be this one. Yeah, definitely this one. Because it has the holes at the top. Maybe I'll be able to actually glue some of this together. All right. There's one. So I'm just going to clean it off here. Thanks, Barky. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, your helix is really coming together. Definitely looks like it's working a lot better. So because I'm mindlessly building, I'm just going to talk about, I don't know, whatever. I usually give a layout update, the first week of every month, and it's kind of like a recap of how my month has gone as far as the build process. Because if you guys don't know, it's 3 levels, which is a bit of an undertaking, and there's a helix, which is, well, it's something. It works so far, which is good. But yeah, double mainline helix with a 35-inch outside radius. I've been told it is a rather ambitious build, which I'm always up for a challenge. Just in case anybody's ever wondered, what's with the, go via or go home? Well, it's a play on the words go big or go home. And that's how I like to do things. Hence why I'm doing this $250 build kit live, because if I did this alone, then, how much fun would that have been? I'd rather share this all with you guys. That way you can poke fun at me while I struggle through this. We have fun here. All right. So it does go together relatively easy. Well, I mean, it's a process, Perry, and obviously, you've built layouts, and yeah, you did modules as well for the club. So, it's a step-by-step thing, right? You start with the frame, and then all that other fun stuff, and you do it one thing at a time, and when you finish one, you move on to the next, and that's basically how it is, right? And it's just to the size or capacity, that's where you're going to have complications and whatnot, right? Also, depending on how you're building it, most people would probably say, well, work from the top down to the bottom, where with my helix and where it's located, I literally have to do the layout in behind before I start going up the helix. Otherwise, I won't be able to reach it at all. I mean, I can reach if there's a, let's say if there's a derailed train, I can get the train out of there, no problem. But, working with like a soldering iron and a hammer and all that stuff and a drill, would I be able to do it? Probably not. So, yeah, I have to basically do it from bottom to top and then build a little bit as I go. And right now, as far as it stands, all the track is down for my second level yard. It's like I'll say it's a yard because there's a ladder. So just one in, one out, not open at both ends, but 7 tracks, and they're all filled right now with passenger cars because I had to get them off the rest of the layout to make room so that I can build the rest of the way around. So I'm basically at a point right now where I'm just over this way. You guys can see the elevated, well, yeah, right here. There's the bridge section, which is these bridges up here. They're going to be going in there. It's my elevated train station. You guys remember from my last layout. If not, you can go back and check it out, where basically around the front of the layout, came around the corner, and you just go over the roadway and then into that elevated station. And I really liked it. I had a good time with it, and I had lots of pictures that I took in that area specifically that I just found were nicer than other areas, I guess you can say. It's a scene that basically builds itself, and I wanted to incorporate that into this layout, just like many other things. I don't know if you guys have noticed or if you're keeping tabs, but there's a lot of different parts of my layout right now that resemble or are a combination of different other layouts that I've had. And I take all the little things that I liked, the good things that I've learned over the years, and I'm implementing them onto this layout, which I think is neat because it's kind of like paying homage to those certain little things that you loved about layouts past. And even though they're not here now, they can still be remembered in those ways. So as it stands right now, I've got, is it all the track? Well, the entire main line for the bottom level. So that includes my yard, my maintenance facility, and all the way around looping to the other side. That's all the track is down. It's already wired. And I can basically loop the entire bottom, which I'm sure you guys have seen me do in past videos. And I just finished the bridge section there. As far as scenicking, so all the plaster cloth is down, and there's a lot of areas there that already even have grass. Now it's not static grass, but it's just grass for now, just to kind of give it a look other than just brown paint. You get tired of seeing, wood or pink color foam, so you add the green just to bring the scene to life a little bit. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to put static over that, static grass. Like even this within itself, like that's, it's going to be a huge tank. And it's a pretty big build. And I think if I read the instructions properly, it's actually going to go into here somehow. It attaches, yeah, like that. So that's kind of neat. Okay, that looks good, except for right there, which I didn't glue. And, I don't even use a lot of glue. It welds it all together. Mind you, I do go through a lot of this glue. And you just pinch it together, and then it seals it. So that's basically, I'll be doing a bunch of these, and I will be putting a bunch of stuff like that together just to kind of work through this. Bubs, you'll have to do a video on that, on how you do your weathering. There's been a lot of videos lately about weathering, and I don't even know if I showed you guys yet. I know I'm always posting to my Instagram and Facebook, but I used my peeling paint technique, and I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting. Probably can't. But that's one of my tanks there. And that's just a bit of how I was testing out the whole weathering thing. And it literally looks like peeling paint. It looks neat. Not the coolest thing I've ever done, but it's definitely different. Oh, thanks, Barry. Now there's obviously, I still have a lot more to do with that. I don't feel like it's done, but it's a start for sure. It's a good base for making it look more realistic. I am curious though, because a lot of people did mention to me I've heard coarse salt, I've heard kosher salt, and I used baking soda or baking powder. I'm not sure the difference between baking powder and baking soda, but that's what I was told, or what I had seen, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I guess I'll use that. I wouldn't even begin to know where to find kosher salt. Probably at a grocery store of some sort, but I just had baking soda, so I used baking soda. And I do have a video on how I did that. It was very step-by-step. You can always check that out whenever. And I also have several playlists that I do have set up, and one of them is my how-tos and how I do certain things. Rock wall casting, stuff like that. And in that case there, that was just weathering. So I also use was it pastel? Not pastels, chalks. Is it chalk or pastel? I can't remember. It's too early. Or is it? No, it's only 10:30. It's still too early. So next up on the layout, what am I doing next? Plaster cloth, that's right. I ordered some plaster cloth, and I have to pick it up today at some point because plaster cloth is a huge thing that I need to do the scene and finish certain areas so that I can move on to the next area. I try to work on things like 4 feet at a time. So I'll take a 4-foot section and say, okay, what is this? What do I need to do here? And then I implement it, and then I do the next 4 feet. That way you don't feel overwhelmed because you're only working on 4 feet at a time anyways. And then basically you just work through it 4 feet at a time, and then it doesn't seem so bad. I do have a tendency, though, to skip ahead a bit so that in order to get from one section to the next section, or like from point A to point B, I will do part of A, part of B, and then I will do the section in between to kind of tie them together to make that transition. Again, I'm not like an expert or anything at this. I just, I could sit here and I could stare at it, which is what I used to do. I used to just sit there and, I would spend more time sitting and staring at my layout, thinking about what do you do? What do you do? What is next? Where are you going? What has to be done? And I feel like I'm progressing faster because I'm not sitting there staring at it anymore. I'm just doing. And sometimes that's all you got to do. You got to get your hands messy or dirty, and you got to break stuff, and you got to paint stuff, and yeah, it's what you do. That's what I do anyways. But a lot of people say, you've done a lot in the past 9 months. And I'm like, well, yeah, I want to run trains again. I'm so anxious. Like, I could run a train back and forth all day long. But, what's going to be really fun is when I can run it top to bottom, I can put it on and not really forget about it, but like I can put a train doing loops, like a passenger train, and then I can run a freight and then kind of navigate around the passenger train just to kind of, and that's if I'm by myself. Once people can go out again and go to people's homes and all that fun stuff, it'll be a lot better because then people can come over and we can all run trains. And I can fit myself and about 4 other people or 3 other people comfortably and hang out, as they say. So. Is there another set of pipes that size and shape? No, there is not. I wonder if they gave me an extra piping thing here. Sometimes they do that. They give you extra piping for something that you're not supposed to have, which is fine, totally fine, but it doesn't really help when you're trying to do certain things. Okay, so yeah, so it should be one of these and one of these, but they give you 2 of these. So why do they give you 2 of these? I know it's easier just to cut a spur and there you go. But are they charging you for that extra plastic that you don't need? I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, you know what? I can set up my tanks on there. Most of this stuff, and like I often see people say things like, I'd never be able to do that, or that seems impossible, or that looks too hard to do. I've felt that way for a lot of things, and weathering was one of them. At first, I felt like my excuse was, well, I paid, however much, let's say $300 to $400 for a locomotive, and I couldn't justify making a brand new shiny locomotive look like it's been through the works, we'll say. But it adds so much to it, honestly. But that was just a phase, and I'm like, well, okay, well, can I weather? I don't know. I've never done it before, but you practice, and just like many other things, like I've done a lot of custom painted locomotives and box cars and other fun things. I've done a lot of building kits, just building kits in general. And, at first you're like, okay, well, I'll try a couple of different things and then step it up after that. If you can do that, then you can do something bigger, right? Because you don't want to stay at one level forever. You want to progress, not just as a modeler, but as a human. You just want to do a little bit better every single day. You want to do a little bit more every single day. One of the huge things was the helix. I was like terrified of building a helix, and it's just, I feel silly now looking back thinking about it. I'm like, really? That's what I was worried of? Man. Here you go. There's a link there, Bubs. Yes, it is. Accomplishing things and seeing, it's, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to having a child because, I mean, I've had two and there's nothing more special than that. But along the same lines, you plant the seed, you water it, you take care of it, it grows into something awesome. And, that's what this is going to do. You buy the kit, you take the time cutting it all out, you're painting each piece, you're piecing it all together. When it's done, like that doesn't look like much. That looks like, what is that? There's nothing there. But when you're done, it's going to be this, dare I say, monstrosity that is going to sit like a trophy at the top of your layout. And you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, I remember building that. Man, that sucked. But you did it. You got through it. And you're better for it, right? And it's just like, building the helix. If you build a helix and you're worried about it and you stress over it and then you get it done and you're like, I accomplished something that in the back of my mind I told myself I couldn't do that. And then I did it. So Kind of makes you feel like you can do anything at that point. Dwight knows. And who do we have here? What's going on? Can you hear me? Are you there, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to turn my I'm just pretty good. I'm just trying to turn my camera around on my phone so that I could actually put you on my table. I don't know how to do that.
Go in.
Got it.
Oh.
Come on.
Bam. There you go.
There we go. Everyone see that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, just give me a minute. I gotta go get my brushes wet.
Is that your coal porter or what?
Yep.
Nice.
One of them out of 40.
Yikes. Whoa. So you definitely have your work cut out for you then.
I just decided to just go for it. Why not?
It doesn't hurt. I've seen your weathering. You do good work.
All right. Get that out of the way for now. Yeah, I'm also using my big mirror here for the first time as well.
Oh, yeah? The magnifying mirror?
Yeah, that's the size of a tablet. Okay.
Hey, Roy, how's it going?
Yeah, I also just finished painting some of those base trees as well, but I think I don't have enough leaves for it or anything like that right now.
How are the modules coming along?
They're coming along pretty good.
That's good. That's an undertaking within itself, and it's a portable layout, so.
Yeah.
I've tried doing the portable thing. It just doesn't work out all that well for me. Now, are you able to talk and weather at the same time?
Oh yeah, I am. But I was just a little bit like concentrating there for a second. So sorry, people.
I was going to say you should tell us your process, because everybody has a different way to do something, and there's usually, when it comes to weathering, there's a bunch of different ways to do one thing. So why don't you let us know how you do your thing there?
Well, first, what I start off with is with the car, I will actually dull coat it first. So I got a big can of Army Painter, it's called, in dull coat, if you guys could see that, but it's a dull coat version. It's a big, big can. Love the stuff. It works. So what I'll do is first I will dull coat the car. Then I will take my brush and my water. I rather use pigments and then maybe a little bit of paint after that. Depends on if it's going to be rust But since this is mostly coal, it's a coal porter, so it's mostly just going to be black. And then when
I think we're losing you there. I think we lost him. He'll catch up in a minute. You there?
So I'll keep doing this. I'll go all the way around the car. May have to add a little bit more down to the bottom because it's got a little bit more dirty. Yeah, I'm also going to have to do the wheels after, too.
Do you use something different when you do the wheels?
Say again?
Do you use something different
I think I lost you.
Oh.
Hello?
Yep. You still there? Hello?
Yeah.
He keeps he's cutting in and out. I don't know how well his internet connection is up there.
You got me?
Yep.
Okay. Ouch.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got good internet. I think it's just because I'm so far from my. Instead of actually at my, you know how I'm usually sitting at my coffee table doing stuff?
Yeah.
I'm in my actual office here. And I think because I'm a little bit farther from the router, it's acting up a little bit different. Like I get the, it's not really, how do I say this? Okay, there's that. There we go. You got me still?
Yep. Oh yeah.
How's that? A lot better?
Yep, that's better.
There, I can actually see what's going on too. So there we go. Now that that's a little bit closer. So yeah, once I have all this done, I'm just get it as dirty as I can, and then I'll take it outside and put another dull coat on it.
So you do a dull coat to prime it, and then you do another dull coat to seal it, basically.
Exactly. The only thing I won't dull coat is the wheels because I will rust them up with this red brown right here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't been putting up many videos of say reviews and all that because well, I haven't gotten any new stuff in the last little bit.
It happens. Yeah, it's probably been a while since you've gone rail fanning too.
Since Christmas?
Yikes.
So that's one probably reason why I haven't put that many videos up.
Well, you're doing great with your reviews.
Oh yeah, I was getting some good feedback. It's just that I ran out of stuff. I don't have anything new to review yet, and I still don't have anything to run locomotives yet either. Say if I want to do a quick little show on the on part of my module to do say because my RDCs that new one I just bought, I still haven't done a new review yet with that because well I can't run it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we have to find you a booster. 165. What number is this? 78. Gotta look for number 78.
So with that processing there, that blast kit.
Yes.
Is there anything else you're going to need with it other than those bare oral cores you're going to get later?
I mean, I've got a bunch of gondolas.
Yeah.
And then I've got the ore cars that I'm going to need. I feel like I should get some of those. What are they called? Smelt cars or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, I could totally use a couple of my Jeeps for moving the industry, like everything within it, right?
Yeah.
I know that there is one kit, and it's just tanks, or not tanks, piping, that I'm yet to find.
I'm pretty sure Larkspur line. If you're talking about the one that's designed for, say, fuel and all that, is that the one you're looking for?
There's a specific one that was for the steel mill.
Yeah.
And it's just piping. Like for when they do that, they had one for the ethanol kit as well, where it's a smaller piping for the grain elevators and all that. This one here is larger piping, which is specifically for the actual steel mill itself. It looks like the piping might look like this. I don't know if you can see my screen at all, but
no, I can't right now because I'm still. Hang on a sec.
It's just bigger piping. That's all.
Okay, yeah. Now I see your screen. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure these go on. Those are those.
Yeah.
78. I think.
But, no, I also ordered, like, once these trees are done painting and I'm out of the stuff, I just ordered some trees for like $20. 50 pine trees for like $20 from Amazon.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'll start being able to populating the layout, the module a little bit more, and I'll definitely be able to put progress on that later.
Definitely getting the work done, eh?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you find that sometimes you sit there and you stare at the modules as well?
Oh, how's that look so far?
Dirty. Looks good. What is that? That's for coal, right?
Yeah, this is a coal port. It's just for coal. It's not for sulfur or anything. This is straight coal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Those would be really dirty. That'll work.
Okay. So yeah, since I don't have a kit, why not weather?
Yeah, no, it's true. You know, as long as you're doing something, right?
Oh, Tristan just texted me.
Oh yeah.
He just keep up the good. He's watching while he's working.
Oh, nice. As long as he's not watching while driving.
On this stream.
It's funny because like I'll be out and well, like my wife will have to run into a store for something, you know, running errands, and I'll be sitting in the car watching people do live streams, and I'm like, I wish I could be at home doing something, but I'm out running errands.
Hey, family comes first, bud.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's little stuff, right? It's nothing important, right? But
I know. But still. Okay. Now, there's one car done. So many more to go for now.
Whoop.
I thought Mark would have came on this morning to do some work too.
I don't know. I know he was watching for a bit there. I don't know if he's still here or not. I think it's still technically his spring break, so he's probably on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
Working on his tan.
Does Mark really tan?
No.
Because no matter what, you don't see Mark relaxing in the sun. You're always seeing him just chilling out at the layout.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a beach guy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
If anything, I would have thought Dave would have been on, and he would have been just running a train around his layout.
Ah. No, probably something came up, and he's probably busy.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, life is very unpredictable sometimes, and you can get busy at the craziest times.
Oh. Perry, you first got to send me money so that I can get it for you.
Roy, I totally agree with you. I really should have kept the ethanol plant. But, I mean, if they redid the steel mill, they're going to be probably redoing the ethanol plant as well. Unless I find the kit somewhere, which I'm like half looking. But, yeah, I'm sure it'll come out again. It's not a huge deal, and I'm not in a super rush for it, but I definitely need it. That's for sure. Hey James, how's it going? How are you doing today?
Maybe, Perry. We'll see what happens. Who knows what's going to come down the pipe later. I'm just getting random texts from Perry here on my end. So if you guys are wondering why I'm just chatting away like that, I just I'm getting personal texts. Everyone keeps asking me, when am I getting more Saskatchewan cars? When am I getting more Saskatchewan cars?
Yo, it's a big one. Those cars are nice. I know I want to order at least one more.
You do? If you do order one more, then I'll order Perry's at the same time as well. Well, this one even came out a lot better.
That looks really good. Now, do you have a theory on applying decals? Because I hear that when you use
I actually do.
Yeah, well, I hear that when you use like a flat.
I use this stuff a lot.
Which stuff?
Decal setting solution, a little bit of water, and then I just make.
Because a lot of people are saying that when you apply a decal to a shiny surface, it actually adheres better than a matte surface.
Depends. depends on what type of matte surface you have. For me, I find with a shiny surface like the Bud cars I did, like when I added the decals to it, even with the solvent, they were still running around. I actually had to put a little bit of dull coat down just to make sure it sits well.
Oh, okay.
So it all depends on the make. I find it all depends on the maker of the car and how they did their paint.
So what I was doing for a couple of cars, and I think I got one here. Yeah. When I was doing this car, so when I did the details on that, I got a little bottle. It's like, that big. And basically, I brushed this entire area after doing a whole dull coat all over the entire car.
Okay.
I brushed this area here with the shiny stuff. I applied the decals, and then I did another dull coat over it after. But they held really well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as long for me, once I put a dull coat seal on top of that decal, then I know it's gonna be safe, and I'm not gonna have to worry with my fingers.
Yeah.
Which is the main thing. I'm pretty sure everyone can testify here with setting decals that if they don't put the paint on, and as soon as they touch that after, even when it's dry, it's still gonna peel on them.
Yeah, and I find that also different manufacturers have different quality of decals, and I almost refuse, and I try really hard to stay away from microscale, but highball is really good. I prefer highball.
Yeah, highball, I sent that email you told me about them, and I never got a reply back.
Really? No.
Yeah.
It could be because of the times,
Could be.
Like, depending on how much they're actually working or if they're even there.
No, you're right. Oh.
Although most like any other email that I've sent to a manufacturer, it's more along the lines of, hey, can you make this? And then they're like, well, we'll think about it. I think we've all been there at least once or twice.
Oh yeah. No, I just got a message there. This I don't, because I like getting my hands dirty, but with fingerprints and all that, wear gloves, rubber gloves.
Oh yeah.
But that's why I got my hand inside the car, not outside, and all that. So we'll see how it goes. So even when I'm doing stuff, I still get nitpicked about it there on chats.
No, that's fine. Because, like, you know what? There's, like, so many different ways to do all of this stuff. Building kits, weathering, And it also based off of the material that you're using as well.
And,
Thanks, Robert. I try. Again, I'm no professional, but I look at it. I see what it's going to look like in my mind, and then I try to, implement that.
You just go for it?
Yeah. And you know what? Even, like, do you know the website? The railcars, what is it? Railcars.net or something like that? You can basically type in like a specific, let's say CN, for example, and then you go through the list of all the entire CN types of either locomotives or cars, so you can find a box car, and then you can find the specific box car number that you're looking for, and then it shows you a real photo of the actual car and the road number, and then if it's got graffiti on it or whatever. So I always look up the cars that I have, and then I try to replicate the real one. I did that a lot with my Ontario Northland gondolas.
Okay. Yeah, I did that with the with my CP caboose that I have, my Mo, because there was a photo of it in Smith Falls.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did you build the cast house already? I'm gonna say no. I built like 4 tanks already. I've been spending a lot of my time cleaning a lot of the parts, and I'm just building the tower right now. The tower that goes above, or to the walkway that goes above the tanks. I'm just trying to sort a lot of this out to see where it's gonna go, because I'm gonna put a majority of it together and then paint it, and then bring them all together. Yada yada yada.
And you're putting that on top of the helix, not behind the helix.
Correct. Now, I was going to move it over to the top level above the peninsula, because I'm like, you know what, there's probably more room there. It's a longer shot. But then I measured out the top of the layout to the ceiling, and you know how it kind of drops a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough room. I've got about 15 inches there from the top to the part where it drops down, which is fine, but it drops down a good 6 to 10 inches, and my tallest tower is about 1.5 feet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to put it above my helix because the ceiling goes higher there anyways.
Yeah.
Brendan, Robert wants to know if you're using paint or if you're using a type of wash.
I'm using pigments. This is what I'm using right here. And I just use the water, I dip my brush in, and then I dip my brush into the Villaggio pigment. You guys still got me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got you.
So, yeah, I just dip a brush in water, then I dip my brush in pigment, and then I spray it down. I start wiping down all over the place. Okay.
And where do you get that pigment stuff from? Or where can you get it from?
I actually have a local hobby shop up here because they do warfare stuff, like model tanks and all that, armored stuff.
Yep.
So I usually just go there and grab a few of it, right? Just grab a few bottles of it because I can't go to Ottawa or anything like that right now.
Yeah. So is that a brand that you would probably, recommend, or do they all basically do the same thing based off of whatever color that you're using, really?
Well, the Villaggio I use a lot. I also have another brand here called Doc O'Brien's weathering powders from Micromark.
Yep.
So I have that as well. And since they got the gritty yellow, that's what I do my green cars with on top.
So with the color that you're using there for the pigment, is it just a black, or is it defined by something?
Carbon black, smoke black is what it's called.
Gotcha. All right, Robert. So yeah, if you're going to be doing some coal porters, just like Brandon here, that would be what you would want to look for to get a similar effect on your cars. Now, what about rust? When you're doing like the wheels and whatnot, what color would you use for that?
Actually, that would be a Tamiya paint.
Okay. So you're using something totally different for that.
Yeah, I would use red brown, but as well, I would try to mix in a bit of powder too. Like I would actually use some of the black powder as well, like from the grimy black. And I mix, and then once I put it on the brush, I would mix it in, and I'd go to town on that. It gives it a lot darker look. Nice. Okay. Car number, well, yeah. So once I get at least these 4 cars done, like painted, I'll move to the wheels after. Mm-hmm. So I got 2 done. And we're moving on to car 3 with the grime black.
And Loco First has joined us. Welcome. I am building a steel mill kit, and Brandon there is weathering some coal cars.
Yeah. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, before I sent them off to get some work done to sound and decoder file, I did my Kato unit. I went AC 4400 CP.
Oh, nice.
So I do weather locomotives here and there. It's just
Is it more tedious, do you find?
a little bit. If the grab irons are all together and all that, it's better that before you put a locomotive together, if it's already not, to that's what I liked about the Kato ones, because you could put it together. So I just took the shell, separated it into sections. I actually took the windows out too, and then I just went to town on it.
Right on. Let's see. Ontario Railfan Productions. How's it going? And Locoforce has a question. I found Ontario Northland 2201. I think it's a GP40. That's correct. Yep. Athern. And cheap on eBay. Reckon I should grab it. Also looking forward to how it comes out. Well, I find that with the Athern ones, they are a bit noisier than the Atlas ones. The Atlas ones seem a bit quieter, but still an okay level of detail. Canadian pricing, I probably wouldn't pay more than like $130 Canadian for the Athern. So if it's more than that, I'm not sure if you're in America or in Canada, but whatever the equivalent would be, I probably wouldn't pay more than 130 Canadian for it. That would be my recommendation. If you choose to get it, that is.
And that's used you're talking about?
Or used, yeah. I mean, even new, yeah. Because even when I think about it, brand new locomotive, you can get a Walthers for $200 DCC and sound. I know a lot of people will post locomotives to eBay, and they mark it as, oh, this is an amazing.
I think I lost you.
Oh, and they'll say how rare it is or whatever, but it doesn't mean it's good. Like when people are trying to sell those PCS cabooses for like $600. Like yours is actually.
I know mine's worth it because it's got 2 decoders on board.
Now that is reasonable, but they're selling a used one or a stock one in box for like $600, and it's like, nah, it's not even worth it.
No. Well, it's like the PWRS cars. They hold their value, and they will sometimes go more. Like you said on your last mail call when I got you that one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they definitely maintain their value, that's for sure.
So that's probably what the same thing is with these cabooses as well.
Mm-hmm. Euro 70. I'm not sure. Yeah, my conversion of euro dollar to Canadian dollar, let's say it's not great.
I think that's €1 is $2, I believe, $2 Canadian dollars.
Okay, so then you're probably looking at about $150 Canadian.
Almost.
Probably. Yeah, maybe just under 150.
I mean, it depends on shipping too.
That's true. Yeah, because then you're probably paying another, $20 to $30 depending on where it is and where it's going, right? If it's in UK dollar, then it's probably going overseas if you're in Canada or US. And
yeah, the British pound is 2.5 is 2.5 at least.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not something that I would get personally. I would stick with the GP40s from Atlas over the Athern ones, especially if it's the older yellow box. But the newer ones, I'm really waiting for Athearn to do the GP40s and GP38s for Ontario Northland in the Genesis. Really, I'm really hoping they do the Genesis series ones, because then, oh yeah, then it'll be nice. But not the older ones. I would probably recommend against it.
Actually, what would actually be nice is if they actually did a prime for grind for that too.
Oh,
yeah. They've been doing that a lot with their locomotives, their BNSF stuff. So why not start bringing it over to the Canadian units, prime for grind?
It's true, but they do all that stuff. I think it's because they're more American that they focus on more American stuff. And if they can get away with the odd Canadian thing, it's like they'll do maybe 10 American models to 1 Canadian model.
Which is funny because a lot of Americans keep asking for Canadian units, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, even with the new GP9s that they had announced, I think that was either beginning of this year or end of last year, the TH&B. Now, those are really nice, but I was like, where's the Ontario Northland? And they said that they would be doing those in their next run, which is great. So that's why I'm really looking forward to those.
Okay.
How long is it going to take?
I actually saw a video of a new painted GP9 high hood in Ontario Northland. I just saw a YouTube video of one.
Yeah. They've got a couple. They still use them. And in some cases, they'll lash it with a 38 or a 40 to do local deliveries.
Oh, I actually saw one on the Polar Express.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I think that they're trying to bring that back. So.
Oh, the Polar Express that's the train that goes to Moosonee.
Oh, then I'm thinking of the Northlanders. Sorry.
Yes, I actually saw photos of that on Facebook. They actually got a train ready, and they actually are trying to talk to the government. I don't know who they're talking to, but they may bring it back.
It was Doug Ford. They had granted them so much money for rail travel and all that, so they want to expand it and try to bring it back.
Well, it'd be nice to see it again. It put more traffic back on the Newmarket.
That's true. And you know what? It used to go from Toronto, so that's really neat to connect Toronto with North Bay again. That'd be great.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's what the Newmarket sub is. It goes right into downtown Toronto, right from North Bay.
Yeah.
So it starts in Toronto, goes all the way up to Newmarket, Gravehurst, and all that, and then it goes straight on to North Bay. I think that's the only line up there, other than the Bala and the Mactier, that is main line.
Yeah.
If anyone could alleviate to that, give us a shout
out. Robert is asking me if I have an ONR GP9. I did. I had a high hood GP9 from Proto 2000. And I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with Proto, but even though it was a brand new one, brand new in box, I broke the seal on that thing. And I was going to add DCC sound to it. But it sat with no innards for at least 2 years. I just never got around to it, between moving and then building a new layout. And then, I try to buy things as they come out. And then that way I'm able to do reviews and whatnot. So I never got around to buying a decoder and speaker and having that install done, because it just there was no priority for it. And, and because Athearn is, I'm pretty sure, going to do it, I'd rather get 2 or 3, depending on how many they do. And that way I don't have to worry about doing a speed match and all that, because most of them come, if you buy them from the same manufacturer, they usually run pretty well together. So
true.
I'm just leave it for Athearn. I'll let Athearn do it, and then I'll just buy a brand new. Yeah. That was my logic anyways.
Yeah, my GP38 and my GP40Ws, like my two Athearn Genesis ones.
Yeah.
My 40's a little bit faster still than my 38.
Yeah, they're never perfect, but I mean, there's even when I buy the F40s from Rapido, like they run really well together.
Oh yeah, they do.
But they're not perfect. And depending on how much runtime one has had compared to the other, one might be working way better. Same thing with I have two of the Athearn GP40s. Or no, Athearn? No, Atlas. Sorry, I have two Atlas GP40s in the Ontario Northland. One does work a little bit better because it has had more track time, but I still feel comfortable running them together, and they'll be able to pull a decent load.
No, that's fair. Like with my two GMD ones, like one's a second one run, one's a third run, and it didn't need much, but it still needed a bit of tweaking.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, like maybe one or two speed steps. It just had to come, like it just had to be adjusted to. That's it.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt.
And besides, I mostly just run those ones as branch line runners anyways. They're mostly just local freight, those guys.
Yeah. So I feel like I've learned a lot watching a lot of YouTube videos and whatnot, and seeing how the actual operations work with the railroads, where, obviously if you're running on a 4x8 layout and you're just running circles and whatnot, that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you get into the more prototypical running and stuff like that, and you want to have a larger layout and stuff, you really have to look at how the real railroad is done and how cars are distributed and all that in order for you to really have it make sense. So I've been trying to do a lot of that just to, be a little bit more prototypical with what I'm building. And it's tough, but, just trying to make it work, trying to make it make sense.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually wondering, is Rapido going to do those NPCUs that Ontario Northland bought? Because they're all repainted.
I mean, so, and someone had mentioned earlier to go to the website and, obviously do all that fun stuff. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. It's based off of, well, I might want that, but do 300 other people want it so they can make 300 of one kit, right? Or one model. So, yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. And I think that there would be enough people that would want some of the Ontario Northland ones, but who knows? Who knows? You have to just kind of wait and see, and then if it happens, it happens. If not, then, well, 179, 177.
Well, we'll see what happens with these barrel lord cars that they're going to come out with.
I'm super excited. At first, I was like, meh. And then the steel mill, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I have to get them. So I have about 2 box sets of 6 because they come in 6 packs. Probably going to be getting 2 sets of 6 of the Ontario Northland, the larger ones.
Yeah.
And then 1 set of 6 of the CN.
2 sets of CN and a set of CN.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I don't really like the look of the short ones.
Well, that's how they ran the trains, was a mix of long and short too, so.
Yeah. Like, I'm not opposed, but I'd rather just get all the big ones.
Oh, the coal train just stopped in Revelstoke right now.
Oh, really?
On Virtual Railfan.
Oh, nice. Oh, is that what you're watching?
Well, I was watching at the same time as watching you, but now I'm in my office and I'm on the stream.
What should I do? Oh.
So much to do. I get pulled in so many directions.
What's it like to have options?
I don't know. How's that, you think?
Oh, yeah. That looks real good. I might have to send you my barrel ore cars. I'll keep you busy.
Fair enough. Hey, I said, hey, if you ever want to mail a kit to me to actually do like I did your shop, tell me.
I love doing the kits too much. I mean, obviously, I appreciate when you did the shop builds for me, because I already had so much going on at that time anyway. So I'm like, yeah, maybe Brendan will like building them, and they turned out really well. So I really appreciated it.
And that only took me a day and a half.
Yeah, they're not like frustrating kits by any means, nothing to rack your brain over. But, still, when you're doing something for somebody, you always put in a certain level of, well, would I do this if I was building it for myself? Probably not. But because I'm building it for somebody else, I usually take a little bit extra care. That's just me, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that link I sent you about the Roomettes the other day?
The what with the what?
The Roomettes website.
The Roomettes. Yes. Like I was saying, it's one of those things that, I mean, it's on my list, but it's like at the back of the list or at the bottom of the list. It's nothing against the list. It's just, of all the things that I have to do to get this thing up and running, I feel like, well, it's not one of those things that I need to do right this minute.
No, that's fair.
But I will do it. Oh, I will.
I was actually looking at them, and they plug into the Woodland Scenic light bars, actually, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking them up, and I think, like, to put some insides in, so for, like, 4 or 5 different styles of inserts, like fake Roomettes, which is, I think it's like $20.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh. And the warehouse that they did, I sent them the link to it. I just don't know if he saw that yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's been busy, but it's hard to say.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm missing a piece. And you know what's going to happen? It's that it's one of those pieces that I won't be able to find anywhere, and it's going to drive me insane. Okay, so that goes like that, and I'm going to do that. $177, $178. Okay. But yeah, because I've got a whole downtown section that I'm strategically planning, I really hope that I can make all the buildings all light up and all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
I have to really go through my Woodland Scenic lights just to see
what cars. Be right back. Oh. So yeah, Perry's showing me the. I just got it on, and yeah, it's an empty grain train coming through.
Oh really?
Yeah, and the cars are completely black.
There's a point where it's like, if you can't even tell the road name, then it's like, well.
And an AC 4400 on the rear, pushing in. There we go. Okay. Man, I got a tie tapper. Ooh, there goes my phone. Came out of its mount.
So Mark is looking for some information here. He's asking, after the pigment process, will you just seal it with a dull coat or do some other weathering over top of it?
I will seal it with a dull coat. There we go. I will seal it with a dull coat. But this is the next project I want to get done. I need to get this bad boy. I got to get decodered.
Oh, nice.
Tie tamper.
Would you put an N scale decoder in there, or could you fit an HO1?
No, you wouldn't be able to fit an HO1. What Regin from Hobby House did for me a while back was with my speeder, he put a very small decoder on the roof. And I believe that's a Z-scale decoder.
Oh, dang. Justin's in the chat. Hey, how's it going, Justin? And Robert has a follow-up question. Not sure about CN, but CP will typically run one loco up front, one mid-train, and one tail for a 100-car coal drag. Is that's about accurate, right?
Is that eastbound or westbound?
Was not specified. What's the difference?
I believe with westbound traffic, I saw it this morning with a heavy coal train. They actually had two on the front, one mid, one rear. And I believe with this eastbound one, they did just a three train unit.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting to know, especially for those who like to run things prototypically.
Yep. I really want to run that potash train when I get the chance to.
Yeah, you'll have to bring that by for sure.
Yeah. But I can't, it takes forever to take every car out of every individual box. So I'm just waiting to get the tote to actually carry it.
That makes sense.
So right now, I'm just putting some money down with PWRS. And when the time comes, I'll put down for an A-line case.
And those hold up pretty well, eh?
Oh, yeah. Tristan and Perry swear by them.
Are those they are the cardboard ones, or do they have the foam insert?
They're the cardboard ones with foam inserts, and they have that and then they sit in a carrying case that has handles on it that you could carry around with just one hand.
Oh, that zipper bag?
Yeah.
So it's like different drawers in a zipper bag, and like a takeout bag almost.
Exactly. That's what the A-line cases are. And nice. Perry and Tristan swear by them.
I'll take their word for it. If I was doing more traveling with my stuff, I would definitely make the investment.
Well, definitely once the club starts back up again, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of back and forth with a lot of expensive models, that's for sure.
Yep. So what are you working on the foundation right now?
So there's this base, and the base basically holds a couple of tanks, some piping, and then the tower that I had just built. Like I finished this tower. Whoop.
Okay.
And basically the tower is like an elevator tower, and you can go up, and then you can go across the walkway. So this will all be tied together, but obviously this is going to be a different color than this, and the tanks are going to be a different color than this. So I'm just trying to get all the bigger pieces together, and then I'll be able to paint them, and then I'll pull them all together, and then I'll just weather it all as one big piece.
I'm actually wondering, where's the train go? Does the train go actually go under it or through it, or is that?
Yeah, it goes under, and then there's another side where it's like an elevated platform where the cars can dump.
Okay.
And then it lands underneath it. It's ridiculous. This thing is huge, and it's yeah. James definitely should have warned me prior to this. I mean, I'm always up for a good challenge, but he definitely made it sound a lot easier than what it is.
Yeah. I wish if we could get together, just each person take a piece of kit. Like you take a kit, Mark's take a kit, Dave takes a kit, all together in your basement, and we all put try and get it smashed through.
Yeah, that would be neat. Yeah, because honestly, it's a process, and even painting. Now I've got like this specific color. It's the oxidized red, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using for a lot of this, and it smells so bad. So I have to do that out in my garage. Yeah, because it's that bad. And I don't have a lot of space out there where I can, set up another shop. All right, I've already got this full basement, the workshop, which is where I normally do my cutting, and then, garage as well, right?
Yeah. Well, once you have your layout done and your cuttings done, then you can actually start moving your painting and all that to that part of the house.
That's true. I mean, like I do some spraying in there sometimes, but I try to keep it as clean as I can, just for obvious reasons, sawdust and spray paint, right?
Yeah.
All right, Rail Artist, thank you for joining us today. Yeah, James is giving us the measurements. He said it's 30 inches long, 17 inches wide, I believe. And this is the tallest out of all the kits. This is the one that's like a foot and a half or like 18 inches tall, I believe.
30 inches? That's almost 2 feet. Actually, 30 inches. That's huge.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's a big kit. It's stupid big. That's why they were saying, like, if you get something like this, if you go with a kit like this, then you better have the space.
Well, like, yeah.
This little tower thing that I'm building right now, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's exactly 15 inches tall.
That's a point.
If you can see that there, like on my screen, that's 15 inches tall.
Holy jumping.
Mm-hmm.
That is tall.
Yeah.
You could use that as a sundial.
It is now 11:45.
No.
And I still can't find this damn piece. I'm looking all over for it and I can't find it. I'm assuming it's the tan color, the same as this. But when I look at those sheets, I could have sworn it was in here. I could have sworn I threw it in there, and I thought it would be here, but it does not look like it's here. And this is all brick. These are all brick sheets of some sort.
You may have to go to the website.
Oh. Well, it says here the piece number is 178. Now, is there a chance that I put it up here with this stuff?
You never know. Didn't you put? You probably may have put it first in the box the first time when you first pulled it out.
Probably. I'm gonna say probably. Well, that was fun.
You find it? Oh
no.
Worst comes to worst, talk to Walthers. Maybe they'll send you a piece.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're good for that. They're also good for not including every single piece too. I've had nothing but good experience with Walthers. I told you about that whole switch machine thing, right?
Yeah, and you also told me about your lumberyard too.
Yes, yeah. That was a quicker turnaround time with the lumberyard than it was with the switch machine.
Yeah. Well, that's probably because the switch machines have been going out like hotcakes.
Yeah. That's a walkway.
Yeah. Actually, those steel cars, they're actually proto cars too, aren't they?
Which steel cars?
The steel cars that actually are used at the blast furnace there that actually dump molten steel and all that.
Are you talking about the quench cars or?
Yeah, because I believe Ink did a quick review on them because he got a couple of those.
I think I found it.
Did you?
It was on the floor. I thought I had put it in the because I got my box like just beside me here.
Yeah.
And I thought it made it to the box, but it did not make it to the box. Yay! Okay, cool, neat. Not organized at all. That's fine though. That's fine. I'm just happy that I found it.
Your model railroader organized.
Yeah.
Because, hey, I'm like that too. I'm like, where did I put those sides? I'm like honestly, that.
Some days I'd honestly forget in my head if it wasn't screwed on tight enough. I just feel like you got so much going on.
There's always a lot going on, no matter what.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Life is
and it never stops.
Nope. Being an adult is hard. Adulting is hard. It's not for everyone, but it's hard. James is saying they're called torpedo cars and slag cars.
Okay, yeah, slag cars. That's what they. Yeah, that's the cars I was talking about. Oh, Sperry truck is back in Revelstoke. Yeah, I see it. Tracking rail inspection truck.
Ta-da!
Nice.
Neat. I do feel like I should get some of those cars. I know how hard it's going to be to try to find some now because they've already been out for quite some time.
There we go. Whew. Still using the X-Acto knife. The box cutter.
Don't hate.
I know.
I've got the other knife here, but I'm going to use that for like finer detail stuff that really needs to, because it's super sharp.
Yeah.
This here is just for the flash, right?
Oh yeah. I usually use the files for the flash.
Oh, you use the file for the flash?
Oh yeah, like the fine files, like mine are right here. I will actually use that guy. Oh, I will use this guy to file down the flash.
You have more patience than I do. I mean, it's still fairly smooth. I could probably take a file to it just to kind of correct some like notches, but
Yeah.
if I can get away with just a quick brush over, then
No, that's fair. Like everyone has their different ways of modeling. As long as it's the result that you like that comes out, that's the main thing.
and when you don't resort to using a hammer.
I have seen someone do that, and it made me cringe.
I remember when I first started looking at videos on YouTube of certain things, I was already a fan of Via Rail, and then I saw somebody post a video of I don't know the brand of it. It was probably a Tyco or something, but they had made the train go off the side of the table on purpose, and I think it was like an FA unit, and I was like, no.
Why?
And I was like, what a world. It was at that point I vowed never to hurt another train life again.
Yeah, when I saw you throw that piggy bank across, well, it wasn't you, it was Mark that threw that piggy bank across the way. That actually scared me.
And I didn't get too much warning from Mark either. He was just like, watch this. And I'm like, what? What are you doing, Mark?
Like, he threw it across the way. I'm like, did he hit Alexia the cat or something?
I think even though, because it is technically a bank, I'm pretty sure there was like coin or something in it.
Well, yeah, it went flying across the room. All you heard was clunk on the wall. I thought that was going to dent a wall or something.
He's very unpredictable. But it's a funny kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
I hope so, Robert, because I technically I need them. And I'm pretty sure you're referring to the ethanol plant, because we were talking about that earlier. I mean, I've got all these grain cars now. I'm going to feel silly if I don't have an ethanol plant.
Yeah. Well, you could still, if you can get that kit at Larkspur, get one of those. If they re-come out again, you could get that other kit cheap because it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, regardless, it'll happen. It's just a matter of when.
When?
Yeah. Ah, the unknown. My worst enemy.
Yeah, watch and shoot. I hate that. Watch and
Yep.
shoot.
Did I tell you about the time, and it wasn't too long ago, I mean, it was definitely last year, that I went, yeah, because I had called you and asked you for directions. So I took my kids
Okay.
to go see trains, right?
Yeah.
And we were on one side of the yard, and we had waited there for a bit.
Hang on a sec. You just froze up on me on my end.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. So you were on one side of the yard.
Yeah, so I was on one side of the yard, and we were sitting there. We were waiting. They were eating their Happy Meals and whatnot. And I got a little impatient, and I jumped the gun a little too quickly. And I'm like, well, let's go over to the other side. You know that one section where you pull up where the whatchamacallit used to be, the roundhouse?
Yep.
So I drove around to the other side there, and by the time I got there, the train had already come and gone through.
Mm.
And we literally missed it by like 2 minutes. Just because I couldn't stay still.
No, you got to get yourself a scanner, man.
Yeah, probably. That would probably help.
Yeah, because I'm not if I'm usually down there because you guys all listen off my scanner to hear where the train is because I got all the frequencies plugged into it.
You're definitely more prepared than most people.
Yeah, I wish I had a better booster on it though.
I mean, you still pick up a pretty good signal, so.
Oh yeah, but you almost got to be like right near the tracks, and you got to find out where the towers are, where the signals are, to actually listen.
Yeah.
To that way, there you can get like 6644. It was caught a few times down here. I missed it, but one time it came super super late.
You're talking about the military train?
Yeah, D-Day.
Yeah.
Tristan there caught it one time. The first time it was coming down, it came in late. It didn't come into like sunset, from what the guys were telling me.
Yeah.
But then a couple of days later, it came back in like mid-afternoon, so they got a good shot of it.
Yeah. What about the time that you and I we went looking for the Bangor and Aroostook?
Yeah, that was we found it, but we had to go off-roading for that one.
That was fun.
Yeah, because it wasn't coming back to the yard till like I guess 6 o'clock at night, and by that time you had to work.
Yeah, unfortunately, certain things you just can't call in sick for.
No.
I mean, that would have been a cool one to see, but just didn't quite make it.
No. Well, we did see it. We just couldn't get a picture of it because we saw the nose and we saw the headlight sat there.
Yeah, it was pretty far. Pretty far for sure.
And that guy who came down all the way from Toronto just to try and catch it with his little Toyota, I don't think he was going to get through where we were going.
No. Nope. It was all mud, stone, and there was rocks, and I mean the puddles weren't that bad. It was kind of dried out, so not too bad. But yeah, definitely taking a 4x4 track in a truck is not always the best idea. But hey, we were committed.
Oh yeah. Well, technically, that's actually a green road. Like, it's not really a trail. That used to be a road. It's just not a maintained road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss it.
Yeah. You know, I was really planning on going out to North Bay this summer too. I really hope that it's possible still.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I think it still is. We'll see.
Fingers crossed. That or even another drive down to the Otter.
Yeah, definitely got to wait for that one.
It would have to be like I think I'll probably do it when the go-cars come in.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren actually friended me on Facebook this morning.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
So yeah, Lauren friended me on Facebook this morning.
Are you on Facebook? Do I have you on Facebook?
Oh, not again.
I personally have no idea.
What?
I don't know if I have you on Facebook or not.
No, you got me. I got you on Facebook.
Yeah? Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Lauren just put me on Facebook, like, as a friend.
Ah. Oh, Perry wants to go to the Otter too.
Not only that, I also want to go to the shop in Laval.
Yeah, that would be, that's on my list.
That's where I got my 1000, my SW1000.
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect if you're still looking for an LRC, an F40, a GMD1, you know, the classics. And they're all brand new.
It's just locomotives upon locomotives upon locomotives on shelves. And that's just their window models. They still have all that in the back room.
Yeah.
Of those numbers. They got like 5 or 6 of those numbers in the back room of each. There is a lot there. It's just an amazing sight to see.
All those treasures.
Oh, yeah. Like, I would love to try and still find a Kato AC 4400 blue lease unit. Big time.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, you and me both.
Oh, another coal train going westbound.
Got to find that MP40.
Yeah, I heard those are really hard to buy still. No one doesn't want to let those go.
Doesn't Perry have like 2? Perry should learn to let go of one.
I think he's only got one. So I'm only on audio right now. I just pulled out my Athearn coal porters.
Yeah.
And I'm about to dull coat them. But the thing is, these are like very, very shiny where you can see your reflection, and I almost don't want to do it.
Tough call.
Well, just started it, and no going back now.
Yeah, Roy, no, when we say the Otter, we're referring to Otter Valley. Although Lauren should put in a bar. Have a 5 train minimum evening.
You cannot leave that place unless you have bought in 5 locomotives minimum.
Yeah. There's a little something for everyone there, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well, you've been there, right? You went there not too long ago, like just last year, right?
Yeah, I went there back in the fall.
Isn't it like overwhelming?
It is. It sucks though that there is no signal in that building.
Yeah, like I've done a live from there, and it was okay. It wasn't like you know, amazing, but it held through. I think it might have only dropped out once, but
Okay.
yeah, overall, such a big store.
It is. So much in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when the go-karts come out, I'm gonna have to take a drive down. Well, I've done it for all the big ones, right? I did it for the LRC cars, and
Yeah.
then I did it back when the O&R gondolas came out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, does then that mean you got to do them for the your cars too?
maybe. I don't know if I'm as excited for the Orca. Like, I'll get them, and I'm happy about it. But I'm not as excited as I was for the LRC cars and those gondolas as well. Like, I love the gondolas.
Oh yeah.
That's just me, right?
Yeah. Hey, everyone's got their thing. Like me, it's unit trains.
Oh man, you don't even get me started about unit trains right now.
I like my intermodal, I like my coal, I like my grain, and I like my potash.
Yeah. I think the next unit train, mostly with the fact that Rapido is doing those pro cores now. Because I've been waiting for pro cores for years, and I'm like, I just want some tankers. So now I'm gonna probably do because it's gonna be part of my ethanol, right? So
yeah,
I have a whole train of grain, and then I'll have a whole train of tankers. I do need more gondolas.
Okay.
And then just like the basic ones, I'll build the ore car train.
Man, those are tall.
Right?
They look like farm silos.
It's 10.5 with the tip. 10.5.
They actually look like a farm silo that you can put with the grain ethanol plant almost.
Yep. Yeah. And they've got the you can't really see it unless you can. But they look like brick almost. Like those big it's lined up with brick. So it's hard to see it.
Yeah, I'd have to see it up close, and once you dry brush it, it'll probably stand out a lot more.
I hope so. I hope so. Now, I could go all day with this, and I love the idea of going all day with this, but I really only wanted to go to 12 today. I'm trying to make it where it's a 10 to 12. So I think once I'm done with silo, I'm gonna call it.
All right. What time is it right now?
It's 10 after 12.
Okay, I'll just finish up this car there and just finish up this car, and then and all that.
All good. So I'm gonna be doing this every week now. I'm gonna this was fun, and I feel like I got a decent amount done. I think I got an okay amount. I mean, 2 hours, right? And then talking during most of that as well.
Oh yeah.
And we also
not only that, you also got your Thursday night coming up too.
That's true. Yep, this Thursday I've got the Third Rail Thursday, so I'll probably do some work on the layout. I don't have something specific that I'm shooting for, but it'll be neat. It'll be neat, and then I can show off what I have been working on because no one has really seen the stuff that I have been working on, so that'll be fun.
Oh, this was fun.
I really appreciate you coming on here and sharing your techniques and your information.
Oh, anytime, man. Like, I'll do this once in a while if there's nothing going on with work or anything like that. And since it's Sunday, I'm just taking my time, relaxing, and doing what I love doing.
It's all in the name of the hobby.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to post here. Now, I got to get you your sweater here. because I do have a sweater for you.
Yeah.
And I got my shirt on, got my new shirt on, my GVO After Dark shirt.
Okay.
And I just posted the link here for anybody who wants to go take a look at the GVO store. And there's lots of cool shirts and stuff. If anybody wants to share their support and rock a GVO shirt, they can do that from the Teesprings, my Teesprings store. And it just goes right back into the hobby. So you can order from them, or if you let me know, if anybody is watching wants a shirt or whatever, let me know and let me know the size, and I can have it brought in and I'll ship it to you.
Okay. And yeah, if you ever need, like you said, if you ever want a few hoppers or anything like that, like those green Saskatchewans, give me a shout. I'll put an order in for PWRS.
Sounds good. Yeah, because I need at least one more, but depending on if more of those, if the Canada ones come in,
Okay.
more like the ones that say Canada on them. There we go. That's roughly what I got done today. and this here, which goes like that. Kablowie.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not daunting at all here. It's I'm just keeping it cash and going at a pace that I feel comfortable. And
yeah,
it goes on here. Why wasn't it going on there? Okay, there we go. Nope.
Yeah. Like I said, that actually got like 6.5 cars done. I'll do the other side later, but yeah, this was fun. Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Just got to put some more leaves on later and all that for my trees. But at least the trees are done, almost ready to go.
You should save trees for next week, and then that way you can show us how you do trees too.
Actually, yeah, like the trees are coming in. I just got to take my gloves off there. Give me a minute. There we go. So yeah, definitely when those trees come in, they're actually built trees. So I'm going to actually take that section of the layout out and put them on.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that way you can show off the modules as well. That'd be neat.
Oh, yeah. Just got to turn the camera around.
Trains and kit building for brunch on Sundays. That's right. Every Sunday. That's what we're going to do going forward. Unless something comes up, because life happens, right? But no, it was fun. Really appreciate everybody that came out, spent the time and whatnot while we talked trains and talked about the kits, and I got some work done, which it's something, right? But yeah, we're gonna call it. And thanks again to Brandon Bubs, and he's already gone. But yeah, go subscribe to him, because he does a lot of really good work, and he's got a lot of really good information. Very helpful. He's helped me a lot, and I'm sure that he would be able to help you as well. Yeah, he logged off. Bub031. So go check him out on YouTube. But until Thursday is my third rail Thursday this week. So come back here this Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, and we'll be working on the layout. Again, this has been Brunch Kit Builds, but I've got a train to catch. So I'll see you next week.